Alrighty, so Littlemisscowguin, aka Jesse, welcome. I don't know. I'm pretty sure most of you will know you because you're pretty popular in the Warcraft community. Yeah, how do you feel about that? Actually, you just hit 10K.
Yeah,
Congrats.
yeah. I just hit 10K yesterday, and it's kind of crazy to think. Like, when I first started my account, I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I just upload some random pictures.
Remember what?
um,
I don't even remember how many you had when I met you. I want to say it was 1,000, 2,000 max.
I have no clue,
Yeah,
but it
it
was a while
was.
ago. Yeah.
I feel like the WoW community definitely has changed from when I met you starting it to what it is now. I feel like I mean, WoW community on Instagram, obviously, because WoW community is huge. But on
Yeah.
Instagram, definitely has grown. Everybody has their own little thing. But the main thing I see is screenshots and whatnot.
Yeah.
So, which
Editing has become really popular. Just, taking a nice screenshot and then giving it a special touch of your own, that has become really, really popular.
yeah. So I mean, that's good. So, good to see the Warcraft community on Instagram. But let's talk about the Warcraft community in general. You are the GM of guild, Temporal.
Yeah.
How good is the guild? Like, how is that guild doing? What's your progression?
Um, it's kind of hard to say. Like, we haven't been around that long as Temporal, like we have been before. But we started a couple of weeks ago, and then we've been recruiting because obviously at this point in time, lots of people are quitting the game, so recruitment is a little harsh.
Mhm.
But we've actually had our second week of Mythic this week, and we progressed, even though we have lots of undergeared people with us. So we killed Gorfiend, which is awesome for us because the core people of Temporal, who have been sticking around together for a while now, they have had some bad progress on Gorfiend in the previous guild. So for us, it was absolutely awesome. I am going to put that on YouTube because everyone was so hyped, shouting the dream." But we're getting there. We're getting more people, and we are currently trying to obviously get a couple more to be good. But looks like we can steadily start Mythic every week now. So it's
So,
it's looking good.
yeah. Well, so for people who don't know, Myth is actually the hardest level of progression.
Yeah.
Heroic,
You
you
have
guys are
you
full
have
clear, right?
looking for raid, normal, heroic, and mythic.
So heroic, full clear. Now you're on Mythic.
Yeah.
How deep are you? Like, how many bosses down in Mythic out
Yeah.
of
We've Gorfin is the sixth out of 13.
so halfway?
Yeah, but
Definitely not bad.
Gorfiend is said to be the third most difficult boss in the entire instance, so it is kind of a stepping stone. Right now, the two next ones should be extremely easy. We're gonna try those next week, so we should be at 8 in no time.
So that should definitely put you probably one of the top guilds in your server in terms of
Um,
progression. I would
at the
say.
moment, we are realm rank 27. We went from 31 to 27, but the two next bosses, like they only have one or two spots that'll lift us up to. There's quite a couple of guilds who have at least 10 downed, but most of them have like 11, and then up to 12 and 13.
You're definitely catching up. You're doing good work. You guys are
Yeah.
catching up very quickly. So, what got you into WoW? Like, how did it all begin? How long has it been?
Oh dear Lord. It's been really long. I think I think I must have been 16 when I started. I started gaming at 15 and I started off with Guild Wars, but because they started pushing back the release date of Guild Wars 2, and then at first it was like, oh, it'll push back a couple of months, and then oh, it push back a year, and then oh, we actually have no clue, and we're gonna bring it out. Then we kind of got tired of waiting, and we decided to try World of Warcraft, but on a private server. Um, and we started out with just 4 people together, and we really liked it. And after I don't know how long, we started playing on the real server, and we
It
just stuck
just
to that.
snowballed from there. What was your first character?
A blood elf warlock.
Blood Elf Warlock. And nowadays, what do you main?
A holy priest,
Holy
which
Priest.
is rather rare because not that many people play holy. They all go crazy for disc.
I even personally like Disc. I feel like it's just cooler. It's just a bubble. Like,
It's yeah, one
Pe-
button spec, please.
Exactly. People love the bubble. That's what it is. Because if as a
Yeah.
tank, I used to be a tank. You know, once I saw the bubble on me, I felt safe. I can't die.
Oli also has that bubble.
But it's
It's
just
not
not.
as strong, but
It's
yeah.
not as strong. Yeah, that's what it is. So,
It's cool.
so would you say you're an altaholic, or do you stick with your priest?
Um, I can say that um I have all my character slots on the main server filled. And I have 4 level 100s and then 1 level 65. The rest is all 90. So like I have played Miles quite a bit. Um, in this expansion, not so much. I've mainly focused on the priests and on the achievements. But like I leveled my druid, my monk, and my warlock, and I've geared it up a little bit, but really not much at all. Um, just because it's such a fuss catching up to everything
It,
because you
it's
need to
it's
do
a
the
grind.
garrison stuff and
Yeah,
that's takes forever.
definitely is a grind. So, what got you into what prompted you to want to be a guild leader? Because I know not everybody just starts the game and says, "Hey, I want to be a guild leader." Usually, we go into we join a guild or we try out a guild, but it takes some it takes not everybody can be a guild leader. I know from a fact that it is definitely difficult. So, what got you into it?
Well, I was a raider in Summer Girls for a really long time. And I stuck in one guild called Invictus for a really long time. But then the guild leader changed because the current one had to go inactive, and I was actually really close to him. We were sort of like brother and sister relationship, so that was great. He would always stick up for me. But then he changed, and everything in the guild pretty much changed. And um, the new guy, he made some really strange decisions and unfair decisions.
Mm.
And at one point in time, I got sick, so I couldn't really play for a while, and I was gone for maybe 1 or 2 weeks, and then I got demoted, and I was like, I'm sick. It's not like this is not my choice. I'm stuck in bed. I can't do anything. Um, so actually, I decided that I wanted to start my own guild and be fair towards people who just don't have as much luck in life. So I gathered up some people that got demoted or that I knew, and I asked them, I want to start a guild, you in? And then one of them was like, I transferred to Alliance to some friends, but he gave me a max level guild. So I was like, okay.
Lucky.
Um, so then we took all the people there. We started out with 4 people, and then we just started from scratch, started recruiting, and that was it. That was the start.
What was the name of the first guild? Or
Unforgiven.
Unforgiven. Okay. And now, how many has it always? How many guilds have it been until now? I think.
Well, we started Unforgiven, and that one lasted for several years. But then recruitment becomes increasingly harsh with new expansions. More people quit, and more people quit sooner. So we decided to try out a merge. Normally, we would have said that we won't go anywhere, that people had to come to us. But we met up with a guild who had almost exactly the same values as us, and they agreed to keeping me as a GM and giving officer ranks out as many as they had. It seemed like a great idea, like a good match, and I asked my members, and they didn't so much care for the name, so we agreed to go there. But we tried really hard to make that work, but that didn't work out. Um, the old gem was always on vacation or business trips, and then one officer had to quit due to work-related business. And the third one, well, let's just say no one got along with him.
Mm,
So
wow.
we
So that
decided to
and that was
unmerge.
Wolfpack, right?
Yeah, that was
And
Wolfpack.
now you're Temporal. So three guilds, not too
Yeah,
bad.
yeah.
Definitely. Because I know some
Well,
people.
Temporal is really like
Yeah,
Unforgiven renamed, like
renamed. Yeah.
fresh start and stuff, but everyone from Unforgiven stayed, and we
So
got
would you
some.
say that then you really have a core group? Like you have your
Yeah,
set.
definitely.
Do you guys? I know it's changed now, but it used to be 10-25. What do you guys run? I think you told me 20 once.
At the start we ran 10. simply because it's easier to maintain 10
Hmm.
people than it is 25, and it's also easier to find 10 good people than it is to find 25 good
25.
people. But yeah, but now it's obviously it's 20 because Mythic is 20 and there is no choice.
Okay. So now, talking about expansions, I know you said recruitment was difficult with every new expansion. How have you seen it change? Like, what expansion did you begin in, and how have you seen things
Um,
change over the years?
on the private server, it was Burning Crusade, but when I started on retail, then it was Worth the Lich King. It was around the time of Trial of the Grand Crusader,
I remember those.
that we started on retail, and everything has really like changed from what I saw. Obviously, I couldn't really see it entirely as good because I was just a raider and I wasn't really keeping an eye on the recruitment and stuff. But
Hmm.
everything seemed fine, like there was so much activity going on and guilds getting new people. Obviously, people leaving or getting kicked, but guilds seem to be fine. And it just, yeah, more people keep dropping off because some things last too long or there's just too many mistakes that they think Blizzard has made with the game. Like garrisons, people are like, yeah, at first it seemed cool, but right now I'm just jumping around in my garrison. I could have been doing that in Orgrimmar like before. So, yeah.
How do you feel about the status of the game now? Do you still enjoy it? Are you still a strong Blizzard supporter?
Well, I enjoy the game for the people I play with. Um, like when I log on, if I log on and I'm alone, I'm like, gee, what do I do? But if there's other people online, I talk to them and I'm like, if you want to do something, just poke me. I'm just sitting here anyway. It's really mainly the playing together that makes it fun. Without the people, it's not that much.
Are you gonna pre-order Legion? Are you excited for Legion?
Yeah, I'm actually really excited for Legion because, like, from what I've read, they are buffing Holy Priest. Yay! It's about time.
Gain back some of that
I
popularity.
I really like the artifact that Holy Priest is getting. I'm a really big fan of the Naru, like all shiny and pretty and stuff. um, but I think it's gonna be great because they're making a big change and everything is gonna be more specific. Like for example now if you swap from holy to disc, then it's like okay, I have almost exactly the same spells, but I'm just using this instead of that because it's better for this spec. But there it's gonna be completely
Different thing.
different
Okay.
spells, different talents, different everything because you have almost exactly the same talents for every spec now.
More or less.
Um, so yeah, I'm actually really really looking forward to it.
Okay. Are you a
Not to
bit?
mention demon hunters are totally sexy.
That's what I was gonna say. Well, I was gonna ask, like, are you a lore fiend like I am? Like, for me, personally, what drives Warcraft for me is just the lore. Like, I will probably play Legion just because Illidan Stormrage is coming back and one of my favorite characters. But I don't know about you. Are you a lore fan, or do you keep up with the lore?
I don't really keep up with it, but I do like it. Like if there's stories or videos, I tend to like keep up with the conversations and I watch the cutscenes. And I've actually sometimes wondered like how is this or how is that? But the problem for me is like it's a really really big chunk of lore that I don't know much about. So to get into it, I would need a lot of time to actually, do everything. Because if I do like a little piece here and a little piece there, it doesn't feel as good. So I would need a lot of time
This is
to
the
actually
dork
get
that
into it.
spent the time that spent the time reading. Yeah, that would be this dork right here. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have gone through, reread. Don't get me wrong, I can't remember names that much because I have a terrible memory in general. But whenever I am rereading any kind of Warcraft lore, I definitely dig myself in there. It's just awesome. So now, you actually stream and have a YouTube account, which
Yeah.
hopefully people will go check out. You and I've seen, I've dropped by a couple streams. I know you raid lead. How does that feel? Like I know when I used to raid lead and we got a boss down, or just the feeling of everybody chipping in towards a common goal. It was like no other feeling. Like really, it made Warcraft for me, or at least
Yeah,
guilds.
like I said, like with our Gorfian kill, it was crazy. Um, several of course and during the wipes there are several times that you have to say, okay guys, now this or now that, please more focus here, or don't do that or do this. And it sometimes you think it's a little strange how they don't see it themselves, but it's, if you can help them, you help them, and then when it gets down, it's so fucking awesome.
It really is. It's
Yeah.
like I said, I personally feel like there's no feeling like it so far. Like, especially when you've spent a couple of hours wiping at the same boss to get it finally down. It's
Yeah.
just, it's a rush.
Yeah, everyone was incredibly hyped and shouting and like, oh my god. So
So
yeah.
you said you mentioned 27th on the realm, but in terms of female guild leader, I had probably one of the few, right?
I actually have no clue. I don't really keep track of who's gem of what. Like I'm personal friends with a lot of people in Solaris, including the GM, and they're in top 5. I think I don't remember what they are right now. I think they're number 4. But like I don't really keep track of the other guilds, because I'm just trying to make sure that my guild is a good place for people.
No, well, that's good, but it's definitely damn impressive because, like I said, I've run a guild, and at the time I was, I want to say 17, 18, running with people who were quite a bit older than me, and it can be hectic. You know, real life gets in the way, but
Yeah.
like you said, right now, what really keeps you in WoW is the feeling of playing with another person. Like, I think that's what really makes it. I've played a couple of other MMOs, and it's just not the same feeling. Something about WoW creates a certain community where, I don't know, keeps you coming
Well,
back.
when I was playing Wrath of the Lich King, I joined a guild, and they had 2 raiding teams, and one of them, the one I ended up in, consisted out of, I think it was 7 girls and 3 guys, and the other one was mainly guys. So they kind of put the girls together because I don't know, I guess talk too much or something.
Funny enough,
um,
well, we ran tens. We weren't that big. I would say most of our members though were actually girls, and this was at a time where like anybody on Warcraft find out you were a girl, it was like a big like not a problem, but
yeah.
it was like wow, like you're a girl. Like yeah, this is fun. This is. I mean, now it's a lot more common, definitely. You
Yeah.
know, you've seen my page, so you know I try and promote as much as I can. But back then, it was just like, huh, a girl, what?
Yeah.
It was really
I know the
surprising.
whispers. Oh god.
Yeah, but you know, well, even so, in a time where a lot of more other girl players are popping up, like to have, like I said, to have to be a GM of a pretty decent rating guild is fairly impressive, and that's probably one of the main reasons I think we began talking because I told you that was pretty impressive, and I wanted to see, you know, how you were handling it, and you are continue still handling it well, you know. I think it's been about a year that we've been talking, so.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, so our next question would be, so being a GM, female GM, female player in general, like you mentioned whispers, how has the experience been? Mostly positive? I don't know, because, so, well,
Um,
I mean, I've never had a problem, like, if I had to leave, I mean, most of my managers have been females, and I have no problem getting along with them. But if you, given orders, does it ever become a problem being a girl or no?
oh no. I think people actually like in the guild they prefer listening to me because I say it in a nicer way. Um,
Nice.
you know.
I've seen your streams, not too nice.
Oh, well, then I guess you don't want to see the others.
Is, so,
No, but the way we talk, like also especially like in between fights or on trash or just end game, people know like that I have a gentle side. They come to me with problems. They know that they can come to me with anything. And if they have a problem or if they can't come, they whisper me. I'm like, okay, thanks for letting me know. But they, yeah, sometimes during the fight itself, you have to um, be short to keep communication short, but they know I mean well.
well, that's good. And so, like I said, or like I said earlier, congrats on 10K. Where do you see it going from there? You know, what do you want to focus on?
I don't know.
You know,
I keep thinking every day like what should I do for some different content, for some more content to make sure it doesn't get boring.
right.
And I yeah. it's complicated to actually achieve much. I've recently started putting up more pictures of our dogs because everyone loves animals.
Everyone does love
um,
dogs.
yeah, but yeah, I don't know, more geeky stuff will
Well,
come in the future.
I feel like being one of the top, Warcraft related Instagrams, if anything, you will be the trendsetter for those to come, People I like I want to say people would look up to you as they, oh, you're doing screenshots, maybe I should try screenshots, of scenery, so I feel like well, I know you personally, so I know you're pretty smart and creative, so you'll keep the Instagram workout community pretty interested. And I know like most of you guys are close knit now. When I started, some of you know each other, not too many, but now just about everybody who's coming up
Yeah.
anyway in the workout community knows each other. So just like in game, you guys are becoming closer. So I find that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's incredible because like everyone is just talking to each other, commenting on each other's pictures, and you just get to know each other, and it's a really nice community.
So
So
far.
yeah.
And actually, one thing I wanted to mention, like, in case some people who don't play Warcraft know, like, running a guild is not easy. It's more or less a full-time job.
It's really busy.
You know,
Yeah.
just like,
Um,
I mean, my Instagram alone keeps me busy. Like, I can't even imagine trying to run an Instagram and a raiding guild. You know,
yeah, it requires you to be online almost every day for a while because you do have to, keep up the connections with your guildies. So you have to log on and do stuff with them, talk to them so that they feel close and part of the group so they don't feel left out because then they might end up leaving.
that's true.
Um, but apart from that, it's like you have a website to maintain. You have to make sure that you have voice communication set up and have your sub for that. Um, Besides that, in-game recruitment, forum posts, just make sure you're prepared and make sure people know what they have to do and everything. So
Yeah.
it gets busy, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Now, definitely a lot of work, but like I said, you're doing well. So, okay, you gotta congratulate yourself on that. You are keeping your guild alive. You're keeping your guild progressing. Definitely not a stale environment to play in.
Yeah,
Um,
well, I have help from my officers, so.
okay, so some Warcraft related facts. Do you have a favorite achievement?
Um, it's hard to say because I've been doing achievements for like a lot of years, but maybe collecting mounts simply because I like mounts. It's
What's it
maybe
at
that.
now? 100 something, I think.
No, the max is 300.
300.
I'm 5 mounts away from 250 right now.
Is it?
So
Well, I know they usually give a special amount after reaching a certain number. What's the number? Do you have to reach 300?
the one for 300 is Heavenly as your Cloud Serpent is really pretty. But there's also one at 250 though. I think it's the Felfire Hawk.
Ooh, I actually know
So
that one. Yeah, that one's pretty cool. Okay. Do you have a favorite raid?
mm, that one's really difficult. I don't think so.
No.
I really like the fact that they've added more mechanics like in this expansion, but I don't think I really have a favorite raid because to me it's really just playing with the people rather than the raids itself.
So
Though
what?
obviously I do like the heavy damage fights, or the time where we two healed Mythic Cormorant and I ranked number 2. Yeah.
So asking favorite expansion would also be a difficult task as well.
Yeah, yeah. There's good things about all the expansions.
I say if I had to pick a favorite raid, it definitely would have to be Karazhan. Like I felt at the time that was a unique raid, very fun. I still like going back to it sometimes. Well, when I played, of course. I feel like that's definitely one of the top in my books. But like you mentioned, it is the people that make the game more fun than it really is. Um, Forget if I wanted to ask you anything else. But anyway, so as for who don't know, I actually want to be doing the little segments on you for Little Warcraft quips, kind of so some of our Warcraft fans will get to see that, and then for the new Warcraft users to get to know a little bit of Warcraft from a Warcraft specialist as yourself. Actually, probably I think in terms of Warcraft accounts, you might be the one, the most knowledgeable. I mean, what's better than a GM? Of a mythic rating guild. So, hopefully I look forward to
Yeah.
that and people will look forward to knowing more about Warcraft. But besides Warcraft though, you also play Hearthstone? Is it what else do you play?
Um, I've played a lot of games, but at this moment, my main interest go out to Heroes of the Storm, Terra, and Guild Wars 2.
That would be your top games?
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you always been a PC player?
Um, well, obviously we grew up with the PlayStation, and I actually think we had one of those really old Sony ones as well to play Sonic on.
Right.
But there was PlayStation, but the real gaming did start on computer. I have a PlayStation 3. I do like playing Dynasty Warriors. And I have a Naruto game, which is also pretty fun to fight each other on. um, and I have a Nintendo 3DS, which is fun, like Mario Kart and stuff. But yeah, my heart is with computer gaming.
And computer game. Okay, so definitely a lover of MMORPGs in general, because I
Yeah.
know Terra and Guild Wars 2 are huge MMORPGs. I've never played them, but I hear good things about them. And besides all the gaming, besides the PCs, what else do you like? What are some of your interests?
On the top of the list is horse riding. I've been doing that since I was 9, and it's almost like an addiction. I can't
Yeah,
really go without.
really.
Yeah. When I still lived in Belgium, I went line dancing with my mom. Actually, surprisingly much fun. It's really nice. Even now, still when I hear the music, I'm like, oh, I feel like dancing. um, I don't know. For the rest, I actually like reading books, but life is so hectic that
Yeah,
you don't really have that much time to read. But I used to read lots of books. I like being creative, but I have the problem that I want everything to be super awesome and perfect. So
yeah.
I'm like, when I feel like being creative, then I'm like, what can I do? Oh, maybe that. I might not be so good at that. So sometimes I just dabble on some paper, draw some lines, and then find figures in the lines because then I can't do too much wrong. But
Oh,
yeah.
that's good. Any favorite TV shows you're watching nowadays?
Favorite TV shows? TV shows, no. Anime, yes. I am watching TV shows on Netflix. I'm currently watching Supernatural, but there's not really any favorites there.
So Supernatural should be a favorite. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, hopefully after you get a little deeper in the series, you rephrase those words.
um,
If we want to stay friends, of
well,
course.
it's a really good show. Um,
No, I know it's
but
my favorite.
maybe I could add Charmed to my favorites.
Also,
I have watched that several times. That's really good.
yeah, I'm also a big Trump fan. Can't lie there. But okay, so wrapping it up, 'cause I think we're hitting like 10, and plus the internet's trying to die on me. What would you like to? I think I asked you this before, I think, but not to get a little more serious. Is that like, what would you want to achieve? Like, where do you see? Like, what do you want to do? So shitty connection aside, because as always, there has to be at least one cut during the show. Where does your name come from, actually? I've always been curious, and I'm not even sure if I've asked you, even though I've known you for a year. Yeah, where does Little Miss Cowguin come from?
Um, okay. My boyfriend, he plays Torrance, and he's a big fan of cows because of that. So he always calls himself the mighty cow.
Kendall? Really? I thought
Yeah,
he plays a cow. I didn't know
he
that.
plays Thorin.
Uh,
And then when we started our relationship, we were living in different countries. So there was lots of online conversation going on, and there is some artwork from Pon and Zai. I don't know if you know that. But you can find it on Google if you just zip Pawn Inside. They're super cute. It's like little cartoons.
Mm-hmm.
And um, one of the two goes up to the other and says, "Did you know that penguins mate for a lifetime?" And then the other one looks down and thinks, and then he looks back up. He's like, "Will you be my penguin?" So I posted that on his Facebook and I asked him, "Will you be my penguin?" His reply was, "If I can still be a cow, so maybe a pen cow or a cowguin."
Oh
And
man.
I said cowguin sounds cute. So then he called me Littlemisscowguin from time to time. And when I started my Instagram, I couldn't really use any of my old names. Everything was taken. I was like, why the hell not?
Is he blushing right now? He should be blushing. I know he's next to
I
you.
don't.
Actually, well, yes, that's interesting. Yeah, better than mine. Well, similar to to how I chose my Warcraft names, but that's for another time. But just to be clear, though, your Instagram name is Little Miss Cowan, your Twitch name Little Miss Cowan, but your in-game name is Strawberry.
Yes.
Okay. Is it? And I actually don't remember. Is it Strawberry without any like funky letters? Just straight
Yeah,
Strawberry?
yeah, it's straight strawberry. And
Uh,
all my other characters are as well, like raspberry, blueberry, cranberry, I have tayberry, nannyberry, juniper berry, acai berry, all without accents.
Berry fan, then. You know, it's
Berry
safe to
fan.
say a very big berry
I thought it
fan.
was cute. When I had to rename my priest and I could take strawberry, it was like, this could be a thing.
I was surprised you even got it without any funky letters.
Well, some of them I had to have freed up, but the accounts were inactive long enough, so I could have them freed up. And then, yeah, some of them weren't taken. The weird ones weren't really taken, but they're all real berries. I googled it, all real.
Very detailed name
Yeah.
choosing going on. Alrighty, well, thank you very much for being on here. I hope to do a specialist video on you soon. You know, well, once I get maybe another 2 videos in, because now that people know you, now I have to I have to promote saying that you're gonna be my Warcraft specialist because I see no other choice. Don't get me wrong, you'd be my choice nonetheless. But so hopefully I'll have you back soon. Say hi to Kendall next to you because one day we'll have him on camera. He's super shy. And I will see
Try.
you on Instagram. Thank you very much for being an adoring fan. And thank you for being a good friend to me because I know we've known each other quite a bit.
Well, thank you for having me, because I don't know, weird.
Alrighty, I'll see you around, Jesse. Have a good one.
Okay, you too.